On this week's show, how to buy a property without viewing it.
In the news, Samuel Leeds launches a brand new property show on Sky TV.
And we're going to be answering all your property related questions. Welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and YouTube. Enjoy this week's show and don't forget to share it with all your friends. Hi, I'm Russell Leeds.
I'm Alistair Cunningham.
And welcome to this week's Property Investors Podcast. We've got a great show coming up, including how you can buy properties without even viewing it.
Yeah, we have.
Which is pretty insane. How are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm very, very good. I'm very good. What have you been up to this week?
I went to the shops the other day, bought those shirts.
Yeah, did you? So did I.
Funny enough. That's funny. That's good. No.
I did actually. I went to Hugo Boss. Have got a massive sale on at the minute. Like shirts that are normally £160 down to 69 quid.
Really?
Some of them are, yeah. So I bought like loads.
69. Mm-hmm. That's good.
It's not bad for a Hugo Boss shirt.
No, it's very, very good. 69 Hugo Boss.
I've had this one on for 3 weeks now, but
yeah, just wear the same one every day.
Yeah, I liked it so much. I bought lots of them.
Why?
Because it's a nice shirt. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt.
What else have you been up to?
So I've been speaking to Porsche, and they've informed me of my delivery date for my new car.
We've been talking about this for ages.
Yeah, but when you order a new car, you have to wait months. So delivery date is expected either the 27th or 28th of this month of July.
So that is in not very long. That is in like a week's time.
Not far away, my friend. Not far away.
That is in a week's time. That is.
It lands at Porsche on the 26th.
Porsche.
Porsche.
Sure.
And you know, I get a track day. I can take a friend. So Nick, do you want to come?
Oh. Now you've actually asked him though. You have to honour that now. You've asked him on film.
I'll take you.
Thank you.
We'll send you footage.
Nick, can you come and film it?
Can you come and film? That's what I meant. Can you come and film?
Could you?
That would be really good, actually. You're going to need to come with me to when I pick the car up to film it. 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit pompous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to turn up in your old Merc?
Yeah, my old Mercedes.
It's so funny. I was out with him the other day, and his old Merc has just got no power to it at all.
No,
he puts his foot to the thing. It's like he was overtaking this lorry, and it was like.
The engine management lights come on, and I'm not spending any money on it because I just don't need to, because I'm gonna get a new car at the end of the month. But today when I was coming in to film this episode, I come out the toll booth on the M6, and there was loads of cars next to me, and you know what it's like. You've got a massive wide road, and it's like an open space. It's just the boy in you wants to just rev the nuts out of it and just drive, and it's just ridiculous. I put my foot flat to the floor in sports mode, and it took 14 seconds to get to 50 miles an hour. It's just pants. And I got lorries driving past me and everything.
Lorries undercutting you.
Pretty much, and then beeping at me because I'm in the way. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, I need to get that fixed. But like I say, I get my new car in a week or two. So
that's good. Awesome, man.
Good.
Awesome. All right, so property viewings.
Yeah.
Realistically, is it possible to buy a property without viewing it?
Yes.
Okay. Explain.
Well, it is. Just because you don't view it doesn't mean somebody else hasn't viewed it.
Obviously, someone's viewed it.
So, I know so many investors that couldn't assess a property if it smacked them bang in the face. They wouldn't know what to look for. They'd go and look at it, but they don't have a clue what they're looking at. So why do they need to go and if it's a pure investment property? Why does it matter if you view the property? Because all you're interested in is numbers. You're not interested in what it looks like. You're not interested in emotional purchase. You're interested in numbers. So why does it matter? So why wouldn't you use somebody who knows what they're looking at and knows what they're talking about? Well, get them to view it for them.
I'm looking for a pen to click. Sorry. Nick tells me off for clicking the pen. Apparently, you guys, viewers, find it... is this really annoying?
Yes.
Is it? Is that annoying?
Click yes. If it's annoying, tell them in the comments. Tell them, Russell, you're so annoying clicking that pen.
Okay. If I do click it, just feel free to tell me.
Yeah.
So there's two ways, isn't there? I want the pen to just to click actually. No. Two ways. So the one is, I know you've got a lot of overseas investors.
Yep.
That work. You can use a sourcing company.
Yep.
Now, if you use a sourcing company, they are going to obviously view it for you. But they're also going to, you've got an expert, they're going to quote at the work. They're also going to help you with your power team, finding all that, and they'll put everything together and they'll oversee it all.
Yeah.
So that's one way.
Yep.
The other way would be to find someone. So you do it all yourself, but you find someone to do the viewing for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you find someone?
Right.
In
last week's episode, we talked about how to build a power team.
Yeah.
Part of your power team is a builder. So my builder, if I want him to go and look at a property for me, I ring him up and I say, hey man, I've got this property I want you to go and look at. Can you go and look at it? I want you to give me an all-round consensus of the property. Tell me what it's going to need work-wise, rough estimation on cost, and he's going to spot stuff that I won't spot. So when I look at a house, I can spot all the obvious stuff because I've been around builders all my life. My dad's in the building trade, my family's in the building trade, so I know what I'm looking at. However, a builder looking at it will always spot stuff that you don't, because they just do. They know exactly what they're looking at, and they can price it up as they're going. So they can tell you, like for instance, it needs fire doors, but also the door frames are not particularly right, so they need changing as well. And they can do all of that at the same time. So I personally wouldn't view properties myself unless I'm in the area. But if I've got a property up wherever that I can't view, I would just ring a builder up and say, look, I need you to go and have a look at this house for me. And I would get somebody else to do it, because it makes no difference to the investment if you do it or you get somebody else to do it. And you're not the expert at looking at properties. They are. You're the expert at analysing the numbers and investing your money into that property. So don't become a busy fool, like, do you know what I mean, running around the country looking at all these houses. I mean, maybe do it to begin with, so you know what you look, so you've done it, you can say you've done it, but I wouldn't do it on a regular basis.
Would you go with the builder?
Maybe for the first couple of times, yeah, but then you build up a bit of a trust with them. You know that they're not going to rip you off. Then it comes back to people and it comes back to trust, I think.
Does your builder, because obviously we said the other week we're looking at building a power team. Builders are normally pretty busy. Is your builder happy to go and do viewings? How much do they charge you for that?
No, I've never paid my builder to go and look at a property for me. Never, because he knows that if I go for it, he'll get the work. But I don't take advantage of him. I'm not having him looking at 10 houses a week. I'm talking like maybe 1 or 2 a week, or 1 or 2 a month, for instance. You're not talking many. You're not talking loads. But if you're looking, I mean, there is services out there that will provide you this. Speak to your letting agent. They'll probably go and view it for you. So if you find a HMO manager in the area and you've got HMO potential, just ring them up and say, look, I've got this potential. Would you mind going and viewing it for me? They might charge you 45 quid or 30 quid or whatever. Don't matter.
You'd almost rather pay them, because then you can use them as much as you want. Come up with some sort of agreement where you are paying them, so you're not taking the mick.
And let's just say you live down south and the property's in Liverpool. Are you really going to travel all the way up to Liverpool to look at one house to save 45 quid? No. And if I'm looking at houses,
just your fuel alone, you wouldn't save money. It would cost you more. But if I'm personally out looking at houses for better sourced, I book a minimum of 12 viewings in a day. I won't go unless there's a minimum of 12 viewings. The reason being is because I guarantee you, and this is from experience, 4 will cancel, or you'll turn up and the agent won't turn up. Yeah. Guarantee it. It's probably going to be more. We had a day of viewings a couple of weeks ago, and we had like 11, 12 viewings booked, and like we only actually saw 6 houses. I had 12 the other day. I saw 4.
There you are then. It happens. So,
and it's like on the way down, it's like, oh, we didn't manage to get access.
Yeah.
And you're like,
do you know one that really bugs me is when they say the tenants wouldn't let us in. It happens all the time. I arrived.
Got to let them in if you give them more than 24 hours. It's because they haven't given the notice.
Yeah, but I arrived at a HMO property about a month ago, and they were given notice. They were all sent text messages saying somebody come to view the house, and we went in, and the tenant stood in the hallway and point blank refused us access to the house. He said, "I'm not letting you in this house. It says my home. You've not given me notice, even though we saw he'd been texted." He goes, "I'm not happy with you viewing my property because I've got guests here, so you're not viewing the property," and he wouldn't let us in, and we had to just leave.
Who do you reckon the guests were?
Probably is I don't know.
Go on, let's guess. Let's speculate.
Maybe his partner.
That's so boring. Yeah, our partner's in there.
No,
Who do you reckon his guests were? If he stopped it, come on, you're not going to do that unless you've got something to hide. He would have a drug party on in there or something.
Yeah, there was something going on because there was loads of them hanging around, and there was like probably had loads of drugs and hookers. I don't know. So, whatever.
I was like, I've seen it all before. Let me through.
I'm like, mate, come on. I'm normally in the middle of all this. I'm kidding. I'm not. But no, just come on.
You're kind of on the edge, just watching, aren't you normally?
Yeah, watching in. But yeah, you don't become a busy fool where you have to be the expert at everything.
Yeah.
Use your strengths and do what you do well, and pay other people to do what they do. And viewing properties, you don't have to do it yourself. So a good tip for finding people to view properties is let an agent, a builder. Another one is like I put a post out on Facebook.
Do you have a list of what you're looking for to tell them?
I have viewing inspection forms. So this is a form. This is what you're looking for. Go out and view it. So I put a
what sort of stuff's on your viewing inspection form?
What boilers in there? What heating system? What's the condition of bedroom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Room sizes? Is there fire doors? Is there no fire doors? What the front door like? What's the back door like? What's the roof like? What's the ground like? What's the flooring like? There's loads. It's 7, 8 pages. So I put a post out on
that cold has followed you around. You've had that cold for about 3 weeks, haven't you?
I know. Excuse me, guys. So I had I put a post on a Facebook group in Liverpool when I needed somebody to go and view some houses. And normally in all the cities they'll have like a tradesman group or a builders group or whatever. And I just literally put a post out saying, "Look, I'm an out of town investor looking to buy properties in this area. I'm looking for somebody who can go and price up some work for me and also view the property at the same time for me and give me an assessment on it. I'm very happy to pay, but understand that if I buy the property, you'll get the work." And I was inundated with messages. People like, yeah, we can go and view that for you, no problem. And like, even if you just pay them 20 quid or whatever, it's so easy to do this. It's so easy.
Yeah. And
when I hear people like from London that are like, well, I can't get to the property, I'm like, well, why? Just get somebody to do it. Stop trying to be the person that does everything in your business.
Yes,
It's a tip I learned from you, and I'll always be thankful for it because you taught me systemization and you taught me how to get other people doing stuff. So yeah, bang on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Us two complimenting each other.
I know, what the heck?
I like your shirt as well.
I like yours.
I think this is so nice. It's now
high
time.
Five.
Go on, high five. Brilliant, thank you. It's now time for this. So in the news this week, Samuel Leeds launches a new TV show on Sky Channel
189, Channel 189. Is that right?
No, it's like a
189
TV show.
Yep. It's exciting, isn't it?
Is it just on Sky? Is it on like BT and Virgin and stuff, or is it just on Sky?
I think it's just Sky.
Just on Sky.
On Sky. It's exciting stuff, man. Like Samuel's made it on Sky TV.
It's very cool.
It's good.
So let's talk about what it is. It's every Tuesday night, 9 p.m.
Yep.
The first show, which was a week or so ago now, was the America Challenge. But obviously on YouTube, it's been put on YouTube, but it's a different edit. So
yeah.
I think that was 4 episodes put together. It's all put together into one big show. It's quite an entertaining watch, putting it all together. I mean, yeah, it's obviously had quite a lot of views on YouTube, but it's pretty cool that it's actually made it onto
mainstream media, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Sky TV is massive. Everyone knows Sky TV. And like anyone, like 189 is it's a new, like, it's a property channel now. It's been created, isn't it?
Which is so cool.
Yeah,
so cool. There's a property channel.
It's because everyone wants to know property, and it's so in at the minute. So
I wonder if they're looking for a new weekly podcast style, chat show.
Yeah, maybe.
I
wonder if they know. Is there anybody we know that could possibly do that?
Sort of do like a chat show, a couple of, I don't know. I don't know if that would. Would you think that would be popular if they could find two
incredibly handsome fellas? Bit
of banter.
Yeah,
that
a
could,
bit of banter.
That could
great dress sense. I mean,
yeah,
we've had the same shirts on for 3 weeks.
That could do a weekly show, maybe like an hour shot. Get some guests on, do a bit of interviews.
I think so. I think it'd be really good.
Get a little studio together. What they could do is they could do it in like an old manor with like dark wood everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be quite impressive. And they could be kind of relaxed, have a bit of banter, drink Starbucks coffee and water.
Yeah, a bit of product placement. We don't have any water because our our assistant's
I
not been
spat
filling
most
us
of
up.
mine.
Russell spat most of his out, still all over the table if you see. So it's just really good because it's just, again, Samuel adding lots of value to people and educating people.
Well, what I like, I mean, I know they're creating a lot of new content for it.
Yeah.
The videographers are really excited because they get to put their stuff out on national TV. It's also opening up to a new audience of people, isn't it? And I think it's great that property investing in general is starting to hit the mainstream.
So
it's
do I.
becoming, it's a brilliant topic. We're in a brilliant country for it. It's a brilliant time for it. The fact that it's becoming, mainstream is, for me.
But to me, this is just a massive, massive sort of applaud to Samuel. To be honest, all this stuff he's putting out there, you know how hard he's working at this. He's doing all the YouTube every day, 7 days a week now. There's something going out on YouTube. Now he's got the Sky, and he's got all other things going on as well. And it's all to help people on their journey.
Yeah.
It's all to help people. So, massive hats off to the guy.
Awesome, man. Right, it's now time for this. Okay, so it's time for questions and answers. So our first question, this has come through from Instagram. By the way, if you want to follow us on Instagram, I'm at Russell Leeds, RUSSELL, and then Leeds, LWDS, and he is
Alistair_Cunningham. I'm not even going to attempt to spell it because you'll get it wrong, so Nick will put a link.
ALASDAIR_CUNNINGHAM.
That's it.
When you say you're not going to attempt to spell it because they'll get it wrong.
Yep.
But if you were spelling it, surely
okay,
they
fine.
wouldn't get it
Let me
wrong.
tell you.
It's because you wouldn't be able to spell it.
ALAS.
Well, clearly it is.
DAIR. But everyone will think they won't understand the letters.
They won't understand your accent.
Yeah, it's the accent. Yeah.
Which
Trust
bit
me,
will
I've
it?
had this for the whole of my life. When somebody says to me, spell my name, so I say ALASDAIR, and they're like ELESDE.
It's like the Michael McIntyre. Have you heard?
Yeah.
The Geordie, how they pronounce vowels.
Go on.
All right, so Geordie, they pronounce A, E,
Yeah.
and they pronounce E. E.
Yeah.
It's like, how do they... The AEIOU. A.
Sounds like a seal. Now everyone thinks I say my E's sound like my A's and my A's sound like my E's, and I just
Your A's sound like your A's and your A's sound like your A's.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, don't matter. So
right, first question
we'll stick
for
a
you,
link.
my friend. This is from Hypersource, and the question is, why is the podcast so goddamn good?
Well, it just is, man, because obviously we've got two of the best podcast presenters in the country.
Probably.
And we're just so charming.
So charming.
Yeah. I mean, it helps that we're handsome. What is it? Helps that we're devilishly handsome.
And get our words out really well.
And we struggle getting speaking and getting our words out. Good dress sense.
We struggle getting speaking and getting our words out.
More importantly, good dress sense.
Good dress sense, yeah.
So much so we keep the same shirt on for 3 weeks.
That's true.
But
okay.
Nah, thanks, man. It does mean a lot to us that we have
Hypersource, we love you.
That we have a lot of good followers and a lot of good fans out there. So thanks very much.
Right, next question from King Ads. Other than selling the property, what other exit strategy do you recommend, or is selling the only way? Thank you.
Well, you could rent it.
You could rent it. You could remortgage it.
Remortgage it.
You could sell it.
You could. Well, she said selling. So basically, there's only three, isn't there? Really, selling, remortgage it, or rent it.
Well, you could remortgage it and rent it. You could do two of those in one go.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the only exit. You could. Yeah. Everything else follows under them three things, isn't it? Sell it, rent it, or remortgage it. So what other strategy? How else would you exit the property?
You could.
That doesn't fall under either
on a lease option,
but you're still selling it.
Not necessarily.
Okay, fine. Then you're renting it.
You could. It's kind of like a cross, isn't it?
Well, it's one of them two. It's going to fall in between selling or rent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's both.
Well, it's exactly. So you're selling it at the end, but you're renting it in the meantime.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a different way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah,
you could offer it to landlords on a rent to rent.
Yeah, so you're renting it.
You could. Yeah, I suppose.
But there's nowhere to go with this. You're either going to sell it, you're going to rent it, or you're going to refinance it, pull your money out, and then just rent it. So I think that's only three answers to that question.
So
sorry, man.
There you go, King Ads. There's only three. If I think of any more, then I'll let you know. Okay, next, Jordan Spearman, MMA. I wouldn't mess with this guy.
He sounds dangerous.
Just the fact that he's felt the need to put MMA at the end of his name.
But what if it doesn't stand for mixed martial arts? What if it stands for something else?
Mellow-mannered adult.
Yeah, what if it's mellow-mannered adult?
It could be. Have you got any you could think it could be?
Nah, I don't want to, just in case it does stand for MMA. Right, as a deal sourcer, what are the top priorities before selling a deal to make it a success? I found a deal, how do I make sure it's ready to be sold? I'll take this. Okay, so you need to be doing your due diligence, and you need to be doing it thoroughly. So make sure
find any old builder to go and view it for you.
Make sure the deal stacks up. Make sure your numbers are as close as possible. Make sure your estimations on build costs are as close as possible. Make sure you've got good proofs of demand in the area and lettability. Make sure you have a power team in the area. Make sure lettability. Yeah, it will let out.
Word?
Yeah, it will let out.
Yeah, but is it a word?
I don't know, but I made it up. Either way, it means let it out. And make sure that the property works as an investment property and it's in a good area, good condition. Just do your due diligence, because ultimately you want to be sure that if you're passing that on to an investor for a £2,000-3,000 fee, that you've done your job.
It's not a word,
isn't it? Okay, fine, it's not a word, right? But you've done your job.
Could be a good name for a company though.
Lettability.
Yeah, imagine if you had like a letting agency.
Okay. So just make sure you've done your job, because you've got to justify your fee. So it could be as simple as that you've managed to negotiate £10,000 off the value. Don't negotiating £10,000 off the asking price is not negotiating £10,000 off the value. So if you negotiate £10,000 off the value and you presented that to an investor, are they going to pay you £3,000 for it? Absolutely, because they're still going to make £7,000. It's just things like that. Just make sure the deal stacks, make sure it all works, make sure you've done your research, make sure you can back your research up. So if an investor wants to see it, you can give it to them. I give all my investors the information once they paid a fee for the research we've done. It's always available for them. And just make sure, the biggest things I do, if I personally wouldn't buy the property, I wouldn't sell it to an investor. It's that cut clear to me. But always bear in mind that my strategy is I really buy refurb, refinance, and I only want them in a specific area. So the reason I pass deals on is because I don't want them all over the country. I want my properties in a specific area.
So you wouldn't buy them?
I wouldn't buy them because they're not in my specific area, not because they're not bad deals. They're good deals, they're just not in my strategy. So look, he gets smart. So I would Just to confirm.
I'm not even going to do it.
Don't.
I'm not going to put you through it. Carry
on. So just to confirm what Russell was trying to get at, just because I don't buy all the deals does not mean they're bad. The reason I don't buy all of them is because, one, I've not got an endless pot of money, and secondly, they don't fit my specific strategy. However, if my strategy was in that area, I would buy that deal. So if I was buying in Newcastle and I had a good deal come up in Newcastle and it all worked, if I wouldn't buy that deal, I wouldn't sell it to an investor. So that's how I do it.
Thank you.
Can you add to that?
No.
As an investor, what would you want to see?
What from the? I just want to see everything I needed to know. I want to see the important stuff that gave me the number. So I want to see how much it was, how much it was to buy, how much it was going to cost me if I had to spend any money on it, and what my rent was going to be, and details of it being in a good area. I'd also want to see that I was paying the right price for the property. So I want to know the true market value and evidence of that. So it's just really evidence that I was making a good purchase. Really. Yeah.
One thing that I will say about investors, I talk about this from stage. There's several different types of investors. You've got proper investors, and then you've got amateur investors and people that don't really know what they're doing. Now, proper investors, they're very much exactly what you've just said. They want to know that it's a good deal that stacks up. Amateur investors want to they want to know the color. They want to know things that they just don't really need to know. And what I love about dealing with the investors I deal with is they're all proper investors. They're in. That's it. This is what I want. These are the numbers I want. They look at numbers. That's all they look at. They don't care that the walls are blue, the back garden needs de-weeding or whatever. All they care about is money in, money out. And if you can find investors like that, your job will be easy because they'll value your time. Whereas I find amateur investors, they're always moaning about like a sourcing fee. They're always moaning that the build costs an extra £1,000 or whatever because they're trying to do everything on a budget, which there's nothing wrong with doing it on a budget. But I have more problems with amateur investors than I do serious investors. And that's why we're very picky with who we work with.
Cool. Hope that answers your question. Okay, so we've got a question from Mitch X Fit. And the question is, any tips on fully systemizing your business?
Yeah. So I systemize Better Sourced completely. So I spend literally probably 30 minutes, maybe I don't know. Let's just say 30 minutes a day. So it's as systemized as it can be, but my involvement is WhatsApp messages to the management team. So systemizing the business, you get a management team in place, you put people in place, and you give them control. For me, that was very hard because you remember what I was like. I used to hold on to everything. I was like, no. If it needs doing, I've got to do it because it will be done properly. When I learned to release that control and let people do it, when I let people do it, as in run the business. Yeah. It went well, and I now I'm like, you're doing a better job than me. You do it. I love it. So use people, employ people, virtual assistants, companies such as Fiverr, all these sort of people to do all your marketing, all that sort of stuff, all your business cards, all that sort of stuff. It's very, very easy to systemize a business, but you don't need to do everything yourself. Remember that.
Yeah. So tips on systemizing. What I would say is, first of all, is you want to create like an organization. I talk about this a lot in my soon to be released book. First thing you want to do, you want to put your structure in place. You want to work out all the different tasks that you need to do. Mm-hmm. Then I'd pick the ones that you hate and systemize those first. Yeah. So depending on your personality type, who knows what that would be, and then only get people to do the jobs that. Only get people to do it that do the job better than you do. Mm-hmm. Is the first rule. So if you're gonna get someone doing your accounts, make sure they're going to do a better job of it than you. Just a tip. Whenever I'm hiring, I think it's very easy for Alistair to do this, but a bit more difficult for me. But just hire people that are going to do it better than you, and then just work your way through the list and start replacing yourself in those jobs and just making sure that they're doing a good job. Yeah. There's certain stuff that I think is difficult to ever fully replace. I think marketing is one. Now, within marketing, you've got different tasks. So you've got some of the stuff. A lot of it you can replace. Yeah. But I think it's hard to fully replace yourself from that. But obviously you can do. Mm-hmm. The bigger you grow it, the more you can afford.
I like the idea of writing everything down and just taking off the things that you don't like doing. That's really good.
Because what will happen is you won't do those things anyway.
And also, it lets you actually realize what your business involves. Like it's amazing if you actually wrote down 1 to 100 of what you actually do in your business. It'd be amazed at how many of them jobs are like
the other thing
minimum wage jobs.
You'll struggle at first, and then when you'll start realizing, I did this, and you'll start adding to the list. It might take you a week or so to fully get the list right, but
so a problem I've got at the minute is all my social media.
Different thing. Yeah, carry on.
That was personal, man.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
All my social media messages and all that sort of stuff, it's taking. I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot of instant messages. I'm getting loads of messages and emails. So I'm busy, and I'm going to need somebody to help me with that. So to me replying to every single email is I don't need to. So I'm going to have somebody look at my emails and work out what ones I have to do and what ones they can do. And that's just partly systemization. Your contact with people, because instead of waiting 3 days for a reply, they can get a reply within a couple hours. Yeah. And obviously the emails that are addressed personally to me, what I'll address, but I get many emails every single day from people that like.
Yeah, you can have a PA. PA is a good person to get first because they're kind of with you and you can just give them the task. Yeah. So PA, if you're going to hire someone, I'd hire a PA first before you go for anything else.
And you don't even have to go for a physical PA. You can have virtual PAs for if you only need one like maybe 2 hours a day. You can have a virtual PA for not a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. I hope that answers your question. Tips on systemizing your business.
There was another question.
Hurry Ting Tong, can I have a good book I can read to understand the very basic principles of property investing? I would say Buy Low, Rent High by Samuel Leeds is a great place to start with the basic tips. Alistair's book's also very good. If you're looking at deal packaging, putting yourself out there and finding deals, it's called Whatever It Takes. But for just the basics of property investing,
Mhm.
I'd say Buy Low Rent High is a really good place to
And
start.
as soon as Russell's book comes out in a couple of months, it's called. Am I right in saying it's? Am I allowed to name it?
As in name it or tell them the name. You
Tell
can
them the
name
name.
it if you want to.
No, have you named it yet? Is it what we talked about, the Entrepreneur's Blueprint?
Yeah, pretty much.
So Russell's got a book coming out called The Entrepreneur's Blueprint, and it's about the business side of things. So that is also a very good book to get and read for the business side of your properties.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah, brilliant. Well, guys, thanks ever so much for tuning in. I've enjoyed filming the show. It's been a good show. We'll be back next Saturday at 7 p.m. We will see you there.